Hey, this is Terry from Terry Crafted. We are a small bespoke leather goods shop. We focus on high-end watch straps. Our customer reached out to us and wanted us to figure out how to build a very special strap for one of their limited edition watches. And what makes it very difficult for this one is that we need to create an integrated fit. What that means, it needs a specialized insert together with the leathers that we're using to build the straps. And these inserts are generally produced by injection molding, and that whole process is extremely expensive. And being a very limited run, there's only 75 units needed. It's not economical to do the injection molding method. So we have to really think, how do we keep the cost down while still delivering this rather complicated project? So this is where I thought, hey, I think 3D printing with the current maturity of this technology, I think we can really employ that technology and then apply to here. And this is how we reach out to Objex Unlimited and reach out to Steve to get him to design the inserts, create the prototypes, right? Prototyping with 3D technology is a lot cheaper, right, per trial runs, and over time we're able to design a fully functional inserts that allow us to complete the project. I had very limited knowledge with 3D printing, so we have to rely on Steve's team to guide me through what type of plastic will work best for this project and some of the limitations to 3D printing, as well as what the capabilities of employing 3D printing in this project. But I'm looking at the inserts, right? The insert itself, it is the most critical component in that strap to make sure the strap is firmly attached to the watch. And the project we're given, the straps is attached to a watch in the neighborhood of $30,000. So these are not cheap watches, right? So the last thing we want is just having the insert fail and create a lot of headaches for us. So one of the key concerns that I have for Steve for Objex Unlimited is how strong is the plastic? How strong is this insert? Could it handle abuse from daily wear? And so through Steve, I learned about the different types of plastics, and this will be the best in terms of giving me the right flexibility and as well as the structural integrity that it needs to keep the strap intact. One of the first challenges that we encountered was we didn't have any reference that we can show the team on how to even start. So we kind of have to, go very rudimentary, start drawing, sort of going on the concept of what an insert is, how it worked, and then I brought over a couple of inserts from other brands that doesn't look the same but had a similar function. So we use that as the starting point to build the initial prototype. Now, the initial prototype was functional, but it had a lot of fine point issues. And it is that initial prototype that impressed our client enough that they were willing to give us the final order and for us to go ahead. And from that point on, I think we went about to do 15 different iterations. Each time we're adjusting making very, very fine adjustments. And again, we're talking about a fraction of a millimeter at a time. And sometimes we just laughed at it. It was like, did we even make any change? Because we cannot see it. And through that trial and error, at a certain point that we're able to get to our final stage. I think even up until the last batch, we're still making very, very fine adjustments just by shaving off a corner by 0.05 of a millimeter, right? It's that level of refinement that's needed in order to fit seamlessly with our watch. One thing I loved about Objects Unlimited and Steve's team is that they're extremely accommodating to my needs. I think I call them enough times that without telling my name, the guys over there say, "Is this Terry?" I'm like, "Yes, it is." So on that front, it made the process very easy for me, and the fact that I was there all the time, calling all the time, trying to make things work, and they were extremely professional and very kind to me, and that made me feel really good about the entire process. Sometimes it's on small projects. The company might not actually make a lot from it, but the fact that they're willing to take on the challenge and to make everything work, I thought that was wonderful. The 3D printing technology, it's a very nimble technology that allows us to try different things. So, just put an additional example, we're already thinking, how do we build on this and continue to work with Objects Unlimited to create even more inserts for a lot of other watches that we want to create an integrated strap for. And then for companies that are out there that's exploring the option, I think the best thing is just have an open mind and give Steve a call and say, "Hey, what can we do?" And it doesn't hurt, because at the end of the day, he might be able to solve an issue that you didn't know that could be achieved. When I first heard about Objects Unlimited through word of mouth, I still had to go online and Google it to make sure that it has good ratings, which it does. And I did also call up a couple other shops just to compare and contrast. I think what won me over at the end of the day was how approachable Objects Unlimited was with regards to our inquiries. They were very professional, and they seemed very eager to help with our projects compared to some of the other shops, and that's essentially the ultimate deciding factor for me. Before knowing a lot more details about the companies and their capabilities and how friendly the staff was, I think that's kind of the thing that was very standout-ish from the get-go, and from there, working with the team was a pleasure, like I mentioned. One of the key benefits of using 3D printing is amount of time that we save in each of the iterations. And we're talking about, let's say we're calling Object Unlimited to make an insert on Monday, and by Tuesday, we will have a working prototype ready for us to test. And this is something that injection molding cannot have. We cannot request the company to produce a full mold within a day and for us to test the next day, right? So from a timing perspective, this 3D printing of Objects Unlimited really helped us save the time and compress the project to meet our time deadlines.